What's poppin', nerds? I can't wait to eat them. Anywho, it's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade College Hill Celebrity Edition Season 2 Episode 7 review. Sorry that it took me a minute to get this one up, but I had to. So on this week's episode, Amber and Jocelyn go to sit down and have one-on-one conversations separately with Dr. Petty and her constituent. So Amber apologizes and takes accountability for her actions, but says that Jocelyn has been bullying her and others since they got in the house. True. She says that in the heat of the moment, she blacked out. And, you know, she was like, there's no excuse for her behavior, but she just feels like there was only but so much a person could take. And I agree, but with us being grown women and adults, we have to learn self-control. Did Jocelyn need to get bopped upside her head? Absolutely 100%. But we also have to realize that we are grown adults and there are consequences to our actions at the end of the day. So Dr. Petty says, I have to uphold the integrity of this school and you will not be able to continue on. Amber was like, so I was just supposed to sit there and get hit first? And I was like, well, what made you think she was going to hit you? What made you think she was going to get up and attack you? Was there something that we didn't see? You know what I'm saying? I know we didn't get to see the actual altercation. So I didn't really understand her saying that, because at the end of the day, you made the decision to get up out of your seat, walk around and hit her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like she was sitting right next to you. It was just a reflex. Like, you got up out your seat and walked around. So you already knew the school's policy that there is no fighting on campus. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to end up having her back next season. I really do. So Amber in her confessional was like, I feel like I was just thrown away. And that's sad because she was doing really good. She was not problematic like Jocelyn had been. And, you know, I could tell her feelings was hurt, but at the end of the day, you made a decision and now you got to suffer the consequences for it. I personally, if I was Dr. Petty, she has to uphold, because, you know, this is a real college. This is not for fake. You know what I'm saying? They do have a policy to uphold and integrity, and they don't want, you know, other students to think that that's okay and that they can get away with it. So at the end of the day, I probably would have did it too. In my heart, I would have wanted to just like maybe suspend Amber or something for a day or two or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's sad. It really honestly is. So she calls and tells Ray J and says that she wants to come to the house to say goodbye to everybody. Jocelyn goes to her meeting with Dr. Petty and she come into the room crying, child. Like, somebody then stole her dog. She came in with the waterworks, and I'm looking at Jocelyn like, girl, if you don't get somewhere and sit down. So she was like, Amber attacked me, and I was just asking why to me it wasn't, you know, said she wasn't black, and, you know, she hit me, Dr. Petty, and I just don't know why I'm getting in trouble for something that somebody else did. So she tells the Dr. Petty, she was like, I just want to know why I wasn't in class today. And Dr. Petty reminds her of the school policies and that, you know, the doctor in that class said that she went too far. Like, she was trying to wrangle Jocelyn in and Jocelyn was not hearing it. Jocelyn kept on saying, no, and trying to get her, you know, point across. So Jocelyn was like, it's freedom of speech. We were having a debate. So Dr. Petty says, did you hear the professor calling your name? And Jocelyn was like, I heard everybody saying my name. I heard everybody saying Jocelyn. But it's not fair, Dr. Petty. It's not fair. My impersonation is horrible, but I don't care. So Dr. Petty was like, you said you heard the professor calling your name. So do you not understand that was disrupting the learning environment? And Jocelyn says, I don't understand what is such a big deal about what I said. She attacked me, and if I get penalized for that, it's not right, Dr. Petty. It's not right, because she hit me. She attacked me first. All I was using was my freedom of speech. So Dr. Petty was like, Well, Jocelyn, you will not be able to move forward as a student. Why am I being penalized? I got all A's. See, look, I got all A's, Dr. Petty. I got all A's. Here's my stuff. Look, Dr. Petty, I really did. I did everything. That's wrong, Dr. Petty. That's wrong. I'm like, for you need to grow up and leave people the F alone. You really honestly do. You use your size and the fact that you don't have no problem fighting somebody as an intimidation tactic, and somebody called your bluff. You know what I'm saying? And you too old for that stuff. I really honestly truly believe in those scenes where we seen Jocelyn in the bathroom, because they can't have cameras in the bathroom. I really think that's when she was in there using coke. I really honestly do. And you were just being a mean girl. You were being disruptive. You were starting stuff with people on purpose. And it's just ridiculous. It really honestly is. So Amber returns to the house and she's really upset. She's crying because she didn't want to leave. And in her confessional, she was like, me and Ray became so close, and me and Quay became even closer than what we were before. I love Tiffany. Like, she really enjoyed everybody in the house. The house, says goodbye to her, but they have to leave because they're preparing to go on a field trip for their African American Studies class. So they go to the Harris house where the Freedom Riders stayed and held meetings. They slept there, congregated there, strategized everything in this house. And the daughter of the Mr. Harris or whatever has preserved the house. It's like a tourism spot now. Mostly it seems like the same furniture and things. She was telling us, the class that, they were sitting on the same seat that Martin Luther King and all of these other, Black dignitaries sat on. And it was really a powerful moment. So, she speaks about how she grew hate in her heart after Martin was, unalived. And for those of you that don't understand why we as YouTubers say unalive, or don't say, the word KILL or GUN or KNIFE, is because YouTube monetizes those words and will penalize you. Even a word like you see always say it like that. So we try to use different words to substitute for the words that we can't use. But anywho, she said that she grew hate in her heart when he was unalived, and how at one point they were going to riot and do Molotov cocktails and everything, but they didn't end up doing it. And she says that she never wants to go back to that feeling again, and feeling that way towards anybody, because it is very toxic. Ray in his confession was like, we needed to be here 2 days before so Jocelyn and Amber could have gotten some of this knowledge. And I 100% agree. I think that it would have touched Amber more. I think Jocelyn still would have been on her BS. I really honestly do. I don't think they would have changed anything for Jocelyn, but Amber, I think it would have made her think before reacting. So, Jocelyn texts Ray J and tells him that she got kicked out. And he tells the house, and Iman seemed to be like the only one that was really upset that Joshi was leaving. Parker could care less, because how she was bullying Parker or whatever. Tiffany ends up telling Quay that she's going to seduce Orion. She said she gonna run that man a bath with bubbles and rose petals and all of this stuff. And I'm like, what is going, like, you could be this little boy mama. Like, what is going on? So she does. She runs him a bath and everything, and tells Quay that he asked her to rub oil on his body after, and she got the bed made up to do so. And I'm like, what is happening? Never in my mind did I ever think that we would see New York and Omarion's brother flirting and canoodling. Like, what is, this is like Black Mirror. Like, what is happening? So she's in the bathroom with him, and she said she saw it. She said that it's beautiful. It's just like people have seen online. I guess, child. I guess, baby. He knows that she has a crush on him. I think that he low-key is, if anything, attracted to her in that way, and that he would hit. It's like, why not? I don't know. It's just gross. So Jocelyn meets up with Ray J and he asked her, do she feel bad about anything? She was like, no, I don't feel bad about nothing. I don't feel bad about nothing or anything that I said, obviously, because you ain't learned nothing. So she says that she wasn't going to say goodbye at first until Ray J encouraged her to. And that says a lot about Jocelyn. Like, she didn't really care about none of them people in their house, for real, for real. She was just going to leave and not even say goodbye. So, Iman goes to this design class to learn how to sew because he's starting a very sentimental clothing line that was a really good idea. And I hope that we see that come to fruition for him. So the producers want to make sure that everyone has processed what happened. So they have a woman named Dr. Yaba who wrote One Drop come talk to them. And Dr. Yaba says, sometimes it's not about racism, but colorism. And that's really what the situation was with Amber and Jocelyn. So Jocelyn does return to the house, and Quay and Parker went to the movies because Quay wasn't ready to see her. Parker didn't want to see her. And I mean, that pretty much said it all right there. The rest of the house, do a toast with her and say goodbye. And that was the end of the episode. Next week will be, I believe, the season finale episode. And I really strongly believe that Amber will be back next season to finish it out the right way. I don't think that they'll have Jocelyn back at all because she's just way too problematic. I think that this was a bad showing for Jocelyn. I think this was the opportunity to show a different side of her, for her to be able to get back on network television and be able to work in these spaces. But for me, it just proved everybody how much of a liability and how reckless she is. So it's like, stay over there on Zeus. Stay over there. And especially after what just happened this past week with her and Big Lex. Yeah, no, it's a wrap, love. If Tyler Perry does take hold of BET and VH1, because nothing has been finalized yet. No official announcement has been made. But he ain't going to have Jocelyn on that dang on channel, child. But overall, I'll give this past week's episode a B+. It was entertaining. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what you guys thought. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.